morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to talk about the fact that scalpers are ruining everything. And I want to focus on the pre-order launch, if you will, of Phantasmal Flames. Now, full disclosure here, I never had a chance of getting in on the pre-order for Phantasmal Flames. Ironically, I was on a train back after casting the Frankfurt Regional Championships. And no, it's not lost on me that casting the Pokemon Trading Card Game Regional Championships meant that I was unable to get in on the pre-order for the new Pokemon TCG set. Absolutely not lost on me. Of course, if I didn't live quite so far away from any major airport, maybe this wouldn't be an issue, but I digress. I didn't get in on it. It launched while I was on a train. It was never going to happen. The problem is, I know a bunch of people that weren't on a train when it went down, and we're in the situation we've been in for a while. Now, the big ticket item, of course, was the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box. That was a big thing that people were worried about, because, let's face it, yeah, they were selling booster boxes and bundles and all of that. Those things are going to be available elsewhere. Whereas the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box, that's Pokemon Center only. And yeah, there's a chance it gets restocked in the future, but we don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, we don't know. And no, it's not the most important product ever, but there are two good reasons for picking it up. Firstly, the fact that the packaging is different from the regular Elite Trainer box means that if you're keeping a sealed collection, you're going to want one there. But also the fact that it has a second version of the promo, the one that is stamped with Pokemon Center. Exactly the same as the regular, but just with the Pokemon Center stamp. And I'm sorry, but I want that promo. I get the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes. I want to have the promos. Well, I've missed out. The problem is, there's a bunch of people that weren't on a train and also then went and missed out. People who, one of my friends got very, very close, and then right as they got to actually checking out, they then got IP blocked. Which does happen sometimes when they think you are being disingenuous. Now, of course, my friend was not being disingenuous. Genuine Pokemon fan trying to pick up a Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box and then finding themselves, out of luck, frankly, through no fault of their own. And then, of course, the IP address gets unblocked, but by that point, it's all sold out, and I think it might be the first one they've missed out on. Since we went to Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes, this might be the very first one they've actually missed out on, and that's frankly rubbish, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely rubbish. You know what you can do about it? Nothing. You've just missed out. And the thing is, we shouldn't need this. Like, don't get me wrong, the Pokemon trading card game has exploded in popularity lately. And more people are buying than ever before. More people are playing than ever before. And I do mean playing than ever before. One of the most shocking stats to me is that this weekend we had the Frankfurt Regional Championships. It was a thing that unfortunately stopped me being able to get Phantasmal Flames because I was on a train home. And at the Frankfurt Regional Championships, we had just over 2,400 people. The last time Pokemon was in Frankfurt was in 2022 for the European International Championships, and there were just over 600 people. To put it another way, Frankfurt this year was about 4 times as big as the last time that we were in Frankfurt, despite the fact that it was only 3 years between them, and this was a regional, not an international championship. The Pokemon trading card game has absolutely exploded in popularity, and we are talking about playing as well as collecting. But the fact of the matter is, there are far too many people who are joining this hobby and being, disingenuous, frankly. Because if I want a Phantasmal Flames Elite Trainer box, I can get one. Now, I know it looks like this one is $50. It's obviously not. It says read description, and in the description it says, you're only getting a picture of it. And it's claimed that it's there to try and get the bots who are picking them up off eBay, but they're so expensive on eBay that I'm not entirely convinced that the bots are actually getting them. They might just be scamming regular people. And 13 have already sold. Now, it does say in the description, you will not get the actual box with cards. You'll get a high-quality image of the box. No read, no refund. Sorry, no refunds. And it starts with hello bots. But do we honestly think it's just bots getting this? I don't think this is a real, genuine thing that we're doing just for the bots. No, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is probably something which is going to catch regular people as well. I'm frankly not a fan of this. If it only catches bots, brilliant. I just don't believe it's only going to catch bots. And they've already made $650 off it. I'm not a fan of this. Most of the time, however, the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box, yeah, we're talking like $300. That's about what it's going for on eBay right now. About $300. Like, here's 3 in a row. One of them in the middle looks cheaper at $270, but that's the regular. And yeah, about $300 is what they're being listed for over on eBay right now. That's annoying. What have they actually sold for? $300. The last 3 sales are $300, $280, and $300. They are selling for $300. I cannot express strongly enough how much I dislike this. Because essentially, these are people that got onto the Pokemon Center, managed to get their order in. They don't want the order. They got in front of people like me and my friend, got the order in, so that they can immediately, and it's been like a couple of days, so I do literally mean immediately, turn around and resell it to people like me and my friend at a grossly inappropriate markup. If anybody's wondering, the Phantasmal Flames Elite Trainer Box should be $60, so this is 5 times what it should be. People are making a $240 profit. Now, don't get me wrong, time you take away the eBay fees and PayPal and all of that and ship it, they're getting a bit less than $300, but they're still getting a pretty sizable markup here. And the problem is, this is directly the reason why people like me and my friend and some of you guys watching aren't able to get Phantasmal Flames. Because there's a bunch of idiots out there that go and put their order in so they can immediately turn around and sell it on eBay. And I'm sure some of them have got good reasons like, well, I put an order in but then decided I didn't want it. Or, well, me and my partner both got an order in and it turns out they both went through but we only need one. I'm sure people have their reasons. But the reality here is it's just a bunch of people scalping and scamming to make a quick buck, and it's ruining the hobby. Now, it is worth noting that Pokemon is doing what they can, and they are doing a lot better. Now, if we have a look at this tweet coming out here from Team Pokecolors, they're pointing out that they got booted after an hour, but still managed to get back in and order it. And they're showing how long it took for things to sell out. The ETB took almost 2.5 hours to sell out. The booster box 2 hours, and the bundle 2.5 hours. They were in stock for a while at this stage, which is wonderful. It's just going to take getting rid of the scalpers, and eventually things will get better. They always do. I've been here before. We go around in cycles, and when that happens, the scalpers will get bored, the scalpers will move away, and everything will get back to normal. And I know it doesn't feel like that's going to happen, but I was around when Shining Fates dropped, and it was impossible to get hold of an Elite Trainer box, and then it was fine after a while. It's happened over and over again. Champion's Path was another one that was impossible to get on release, and then Pokemon did fix it in the end. And don't get me wrong, it's bad right now, and it is literally just the scalpers ruining everything. Things will get better. One thing I do find super interesting, I did see this tweet from Freshen Up June. Apparently, and I don't know if this is true, I don't really use eBay, but according to eBay terms and services, apparently If you buy a pre-order item or pre-sale item on eBay, they have to be shipped within 40 days, which obviously isn't possible for Phantasmal Flames. So if you get Phantasmal Flames as a pre-order on eBay right now, the people selling it are breaking the terms of service. Not sure if that's true, but I do find this kind of interesting. It makes me wonder whether the people who are buying these on the Pokémon Center and immediately listing them on eBay have thought this through. Maybe they should be waiting a little bit longer to put them up there. I don't know. I just thought this was very interesting and shows certainly a lack of attention from the resellers who are trying to scalp us of all our money nice and quickly. Never mind. For now, I'm going to sit here being sad that I didn't order Phantasmal Flames. I couldn't get in, but to be fair, I was on a train. It was never going to happen. And just a reminder that things will get better. And I know the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box is not there anymore, but it might come back into stock. Pokemon have restocked them in the past, and Phantasmal Flames as a whole will be out there. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is, well, to put it bluntly, a far from ideal situation. But I've told you about all of it now, so now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Get us! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and does certainly seem to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.